My name is Khalid Bahnihi. I work for Logic Consulting, Logic Management Consulting. Before starting, I'd like to give you a quick background about Logic first. Actually, Logic is a management consulting firm. We have 4 main offices, one located in Cairo, one in Riyadh, Jeddah, we have in Dubai, and we have in Bahrain as well. And we have presence in UK and in Yemen as well. We had some projects there. We have more than 1,800 successful projects so far, and we're more than 80 employees. We offer 3 main services: strategy, OD, and corporate governance. In strategy, we actually provide services like corporate strategy, business strategies, functional strategies, market studies, feasibility studies, establishing strategy management offices, and the likes. In the OD, we work with restructuring businesses, providing the HR systems, the SOPs, policies and procedures, and this kind of stuff. And in the corporate and family governance, we work on establishing the board of directors, the committees of the board, the reporting systems, and the communication between the executive team and the board, how it should be and how it should look like. This is our ExCom, Executive Committee, and the industries we've worked with. One of the industries that we actually really specialize in is the real estate development sector. And that's why, and this is where we're coming from, the topic of today's workshop. Are you fine talking in English? ولا عايزين to shift in Arabic? You speak Arabic? No. Okay. خلاص. I'll keep in English. We're fine? Okay, perfect. As I said, the real estate sector is one of our specialized sectors. We're sector agnostic. We work in many sectors. However, we have a very good experience in the real estate, especially in Egypt and in Saudi. These are a sample of clients who we've had and worked with before. Like, for example, in Saudi, Sulaiman, the Ministry of Municipal and Rural Affairs, Al Majidiyya Residence, Ma'mar is one of Naif Rashhi companies, and Al Aqare is a PIF company as well. Okay, so what is the purpose of today's workshop? I'm focusing here on the PropTech and actually how the PropTech can benefit the real estate development industry. This is the message that we want to deliver today and the objective of our workshop. So we want to explore the applications, how PropTech can actually help real estate developers, why is it important, and how to actually incorporate the PropTech into the real estate development industry overall. We have 3 main sections in the workshop. The first, I'm giving an overview on the PropTech. The second is we're talking about the key outcomes and practical applications of the PropTech in the real estate development. And finally, the third section, we're providing a roadmap so we can understand how we can actually incorporate the PropTech into the real estate development. So we'll start out with the first section of this workshop. Basically, PropTech is simply about integrating the real estate and the technology together. Unfortunately, the real estate market is lagging big time when we talk about technology and innovation. If we had a look at the finance and banking sector, for example, you will find that the fintech is growing big time and is leading the industry, actually. If we had a look at the healthcare industry, you'll find that the telemed and telehealth, again, industry has started out and growing big time, and as well as the retail and e-commerce sector. They have utilized the technology and they use the technology to get more advanced in this area. So when we talk about real estate, the real estate developers are still lagging behind a bit in adopting new technologies. Technology is used in real estate to actually provide and enhance the offering and the challenges and pains that the real estate developers and the clients are facing in their interactions with these businesses. So when we talk about technology, there actually are 4 main types of technologies that are utilized in the PropTech industry. The first thing is the big data analytics. In big data analytics, it deals with capturing actually data from inside the property, from the market, and about customers, okay? And then we move on to the Internet of Things. This is where this technology deals more of controlling the equipment and the devices inside the property and inside the building. And then we move to the AI, artificial intelligence. It deals more of processing and analyzing the data that's coming out of these market buildings and the different data points to give me solutions and to provide me with automation and processes and this kind of stuff. So basically, big data is driving all these technologies as well. And finally, here we're talking about the blockchain, and it deals more of transactions, ensuring that transactions are secure. It actually, when you utilize the blockchain in your offering, the transactions are much faster. It takes less time. It's more secured. So you can actually depend on it for executing transactions, be it whatever. You're selling, you're buying, you're investing, or whatever. However, the sad truth is there is steps so real estate developers can actually adopt these technologies. There is one step before this, which is, we call it the technological infrastructure. Most of the real estate developers don't have the proper CRM and ERP and data gathering and data analyzing in place. This is a crucial step before getting into the more advanced stuff in the technological hierarchy, let's say. So before utilizing and being able to utilize all these stuff, we have to first make sure that we have the proper systems in place. Here I want to talk about the difference between the traditional real estate and the PropTech. So we've spotted 5 main differences and how it differs. So for example, here we're talking about, in the traditional real estate, you usually depend on manual and paper-based processes. In PropTech, it's more of automation and digitization. Everything is digitalized. Physical property viewings only, that's in the traditional real estate. You actually have to go to the site and go and take the tour physically. Now, you can actually utilize the AR and VR tools and facilities so you can view the property wherever you are. Reactive maintenance, and that's the norm. You actually, the real estate developers, when they provide service, they step in after the failure has happened already in your devices and equipment. Now in PropTech, utilizing PropTech and utilizing IoT, you can actually work on predictive maintenance. You can actually predict when there might be a failure and you step in before anything happens. Market guesswork. Again, you depend much on guessing this product might be sold properly at this price, yet when you utilize the AI and data analytics, you know exactly which is the sweet spot, which is the best price I can actually get into. So again, you're dependent here more on informed decision making more than being a guesswork. Human-driven contracts, here we're talking about secure and automated transactions using the blockchain. In this slide, we're talking about the enablers for PropTech. We have 2 things actually: elevating the developer offerings and maximizing asset efficiency. For elevating developer offerings, we talked about 3 things: faster and more efficient transactions, and this actually happens when you start using platforms and PropTech platforms. The selling and buying, investing, all these transactions can be done more securely and much more faster than the norm, and we'll see this as we go in the presentation. Smarter decision making for better market response. As discussed earlier, you'll be able to get the data that you exactly need to take the right decisions, be it about the size of the property, the place of the property, what are the services that should be used, how to utilize and get use of the space in a much better way, and so on. Boosting customer and community management. This is one of the crucial things, especially when you talk about community management. We're still lagging a bit here in Saudi about the community management in the compounds. This is very important. So this helps, again, advancing the community and enhancing how community and to manage the community, how to manage the community in a better way. Getting to maximizing asset efficiency, you'll be able to reduce energy costs because you're monitoring the consumption of your devices and equipment and how to optimize it. You'll optimize the occupancy and space utilization, and as said earlier. Smoother operations through automation. Since you'll be monitoring everything inside your property and your building, you'll be able to optimize the workflows and automate, for example, the communication with tenants, paying the rent and all this stuff. So it will be much more easier and will provide a better experience for your clients. Now, we're done with the overview of the PropTech. We'll go to the applications, and we'll see some examples on how this can be done actually. Okay, so we've highlighted on 4 key areas where PropTech can actually add value for real estate developers. These areas mainly are enhancing property and community management, optimizing real estate transactions, improving construction efficiency, and maximizing asset utilization. Now, what I'll do is I'll take every step of these and zoom in a little bit more on it so we can see some more examples about it. So taking the property and community management, there are some challenges that usually is faced by the real estate developers, out of which is, like, for example, high operational costs due to inefficiency in resource management and outdated manual systems. So what happens here is the solution will usually depend on the IoT, Internet of Things, to start monitor the devices and equipment and this stuff. And here I'm just listing some samples of companies that are out there in the market right now that are offering support and offering services to these kind of challenges. So, and by the way, these are not the only companies. There are so many companies in the market that offers solutions to this. So here we're talking that high operational costs, if you actually started to utilize the PropTech, you can save from 20 to 40% up to in your operational costs. Delayed maintenance, again, this is because everything happens manually. So there usually is a delay in maintaining the property, the equipment, and the requests, responding to requests. So again, InfraSpeak is one of the PropTech companies that actually provide this service and help companies in the real estate development to take a better action in predictive maintenance. Now we have poor tenant and community experience. Again, this is because slow times, the real estate developer is unable to gather all the people and create a real community out of it. Now we have, like ADA, for example, they do an application so they can connect the different tenants and the owners and share the facilities together and to create events and this kind of stuff. So it actually is enhancing the user experience and the client experience in these compounds. And finally, there is a limited real-time visibility. This is one of the main problems because the developers and the owners, property owners, don't see what's happening right now in the property. They don't see the consumption, how the consumption looks like, what's going on. So utilizing, again, IoT, you'll be able to monitor and get real-time data on what's happening on the ground so you can take informed decisions and take them at the right time. Now, I'm giving here an example of Aldar. Aldar is one of the big property management real estate firms in Emirat, in UAE. And they actually manage very big complexes, be it residential or commercial. And they actually had a problem with operational inefficiencies due to the size of the projects. So they weren't able to manage their operations efficiently. So they went to, figured out that the solution here is to actually embed a PropTech solution inside their company to monitor their operations in the building so they can take corrective actions and decisions. And here I'm presenting the outcome. When they did so, They managed to have a better response to maintenance requests. They were better at communicating with tenants and seeing what they're actually looking for and what they want to do. So here is the outcome: enhanced tenant experience, optimized resource allocation, higher tenant retention, and reduced operational cost. Here is another example when we talk again about the, here is more focused on community management. And this is an example for the MAC. The MAC is well known for its luxurious real estate projects. And actually, the MAC had an issue with the community and getting along with making the community all together get along and be able to enjoy the facilities and services provided. So what they've done, they again developed a solution like an app to communicate with all the tenants and to provide them with all the solutions that's happening inside the compound, so they can all talk together. They have a real conversation, on-time conversation with all of them, and they can actually share the facilities and book the amenities and all this kind of stuff. Now going to the second part, which is optimizing real estate transactions. Here we're talking about, again, 4 main issues. Slow transaction processes, and this is due to the intermediaries in general. And when we talk about this, we're talking about the brokers, lawyers, banks, all these intermediaries that get into getting the transaction done. They get interfered and they slow down the process a little bit. So we're giving here an example of 2 companies like Huspi and Nawi. Huspi is an Emirati PropTech company, and I think they went to Spain, if I recall correctly. They provide a very, I believe, practical solution for whoever who wants to buy a property. They don't have to go and check all the banks and see whoever is interested to lend them the money. They actually just raise your request on the app. The app have channels with almost all the banks, and the banks see the request and then send an offer. So you actually can secure your lending or your mortgage within days instead of weeks. So this has shortened the transaction time to get executed. So this is something really beneficial for almost all the real estate developers today in today's market. Nawi again Nawi is again an Egyptian PropTech firm, and it introduced the concept of fractional buying. They're offering something called Nawi shares. So you can go and buy a share in a property, whether its value is 1 million or 10 or 100 million. You can invest whatever that you want in the property. They will manage the property and they sell it and you get your returns back. So this has fastened the process big time. Earlier, when you try to get into a property with a lot of people, it takes forever to do it. Now it's much more faster. High transaction costs due to the intermediaries. Hausa is doing this, eliminating the intermediaries and selling directly to the end user. Fraud risks due to the a lot of manual work that's taking place, and there is no much transparency in ensuring the contracts and titles and this kind of stuff. Propi is tackling this as well. Time-consuming ownership verification. Again, this is related more to verifying that this property belongs to the owner who states that he owns it. Ubiquity is doing this as well, and you can now actually verify instantly the ownership and title of the property. Here I want to give an example on A'mar. A'mar, the client base of A'mar is international actually, and they have a lot of clients who doesn't actually live in UAE or in Egypt or wherever the projects are. So they actually introduced they utilized the AR and VR, so can the clients get a tour inside the property and see how it looks like, so they can take an informed decision. This has simplified the buying process, expanded their customer base, maximized their increased their conversions, and managed to build trust with clients. Improving construction efficiency. Here we're talking about frequent delays that's actually is the norm that happens in the construction. And this is mainly, we're saying, because of the poor coordination between the different stakeholders. What has been introduced in the market is, like, for example, Plan Radar and Oracle Aconex. They both provide getting all the stakeholders in one place. All they can see the progress of the project, what's going on, what's happening, what's next, and so on. Where are the bottlenecks, the critical paths, so they can take decisions right away. Material waste, again, this is caused because of over-ordering and unable to see exactly how much of materials are required for the building. Now, Alice Technologies is offering that digital twins service, where you can actually see exactly the project will require how much materials, so you don't have to over-order. Cost overruns, again, this is because you don't properly track your project. You don't see the laborers, their productivity, and all this stuff. So again, Procore is providing some services to monitor on real time what's happening on the projects and the performance of all your projects, so you can take corrective actions. Here I'm giving an example for a Swedish real estate development firm called Skanska. They had, again, a problem with the construction cost was actually high, getting too high, and they tried to control it. So what they did, they introduced some advanced robotics, and they started to get drones into the field to monitor everything that's happening inside, so they can optimize their costs and always have a report about the productivity of the laborers and what's happening on the site. Finally, we're getting to the asset utilization and maximizing the efficiency of assets. And here we're talking about, again, high energy consumption. Through IoT, you can actually monitor the real-time energy consumption. EcoStruxure is one of Schneider Electric's companies, and they actually are providing this solution. Frequent equipment breakdowns, we've talked about this, and again, it's InfraSpeak. Underutilized spaces, Yardi is doing this. They actually monitor the spaces inside the building, and they start to look deeper to see how you can actually change the layout, repurpose this space, so you can have a better utilization and hence a better pricing. Inability to optimize asset performance. This is due to you can't see what the assets are actually producing and what the data is getting out of it. So again, switch automation is placed in this to monitor the progress and the performance and the data coming out of these assets to help you take the right decision. Okay, Gecina is a French company. It's more of a property management company, and they had a problem with energy efficiencies. And they have introduced AI-driven building management systems, and they started to monitor their buildings in a better way so they can take a better improved decision making. And this has helped in improving their asset value, reduction in operational costs, and finally advancing in its commitment to sustainability. Okay, so now we'll get into how actually we can implement this and incorporate this into our business. This is a very high-level roadmap that talks about the phases that you should actually take. So we start first by assessing the operations and identify the key needs. What we can do here is we can't go down and boil the ocean because there are so many applications for PropTech. And if you're getting and tackling all your activities across your value chain, for example, you won't be able to implement this, and you'll have so many failures. What we're recommending and what should be done is the first thing you should do is draw the value chain properly and figure out the sub-activities inside your value chain and assess each and every activity. In these activities, you will find that you have some issues in some of these activities that is actually costing you a lot of money or has some untapped potential that can be utilized. And hence, you can tackle it. So for example, what we're saying here, the first step in this, in this phase the assessment phase is to do a quick internal audit on performance and evaluation. This can be done through tackling your value chain, commercial analysis, and operational analysis. This is an example of the value chain. You start out with the development, and you have so many activities inside the development, like, for example, the design, the feasibility study, the investment, and so on. And then you move on to the marketing, finance, construction, sales, and so on. Once you identify all sub-activities inside the value chain, you'll be able to spot which areas you need to develop, and hence you'll be able to identify which PropTech solution you want to tackle. So in the first step in the assessment, this is the first step we do, internal audit and assessment. And then we do benchmarking against industry leaders, like I've just shown a couple of minutes ago, how the industry leaders are utilizing the technology to get over the challenges they're having right now. So you just need to have a quick benchmarking to see how this can actually be done and what are the industry leaders doing right now. Finally, you have to come up with defining clear and measurable objective, so you get done with this phase properly. And you can actually assess the outcome of the first phase in your roadmap. Secondly, in the second phase in the roadmap deals more with defining the solutions of the PropTech. So here, we're just figuring out what are the solutions that we actually require. Are we going to the IoT? Are we going to AI? Which type of technologies will solve my issues? So exploring PropTech solutions categories. What are the different categories? Prioritization of solutions. We'll prioritize the solutions to find the quick wins. And then the third phase in our roadmap is deciding whether should I build this in-house or go partner with a PropTech firm. And our recommendation has always been go and partner with someone who has done it before, because you're in the real estate development business, you're not in the technology business, and hence you have to utilize what others have learned and get it inside your business and utilize it inside your business. So the first step is evaluate your internal technical capabilities. You have to understand your capabilities pretty well. Conduct cost analysis to see whether are you going to do it internally or are you going to outsource it. Some of the biggest players in Egypt in the real estate development decided to tackle their customer experience and enhance their customer experience, and they decided to get this technology in-house. And they spent actually 2 years building the platform and enhancing the platform, and it ended up talking with some of the big PropTech players in Egypt, so they can borrow their technology and get use of it, so they can work directly. So they have to write off all the investments they've done through a 2 years period. So in many cases, you're better off go partner with someone you trust who can handle this. Time to market consideration, again, is very important. If you want to solve this problem right away, you have to go and partner with someone. However, if it's not that urgent from a time perspective, you can actually develop the solution in-house. Customization versus standardization. This is important. When you go and find ready on-the-shelf solutions, usually it's standard. You cannot customize it in the way that you're looking for. So this depends on your needs. If you need a lot of customization, you're better off go and do something for yourself instead of going for a standard solution. So the fourth step in the roadmap is doing a pilot. After deciding that we'll go for a partnership with someone, we'll take a pilot and assess the outcome of this pilot. So it starts first with identifying pilot projects, what I'm going to pilot and what I'm going to test. Then set clear set of KPIs, collect data and monitor the performance, and finally gather stakeholders' feedback before rolling out and before the final step of rolling out at the end of the roadmap, which is refine the solutions based on the pilot results, develop phased rollout plan, team training, and finally systems integration. And this is crucial. We have to make sure before getting the solution that it can actually be integrated into the company's systems, the ERP and CRM and other systems as well. So that's pretty much it. Would like to know if you have any questions. You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you.
Talking about these solutions, as per the roadmap you presented, thank you so much.
Yeah.
But the issue here, to which level we should choose the proper solution? Let's say, if we are talking now about refining or maximizing the profit by cutting costs, we should take one direction and have to link it with the ERP system in order to check whether we are on the right benchmark or ups and downs. So taking care about this, is there a consultancy who can advise the proper solution, as you mentioned, maybe the third or fourth stage, that there is in order to make it in-source or outsource? So
yeah.
is there a consultancy talking about
Yes, we can.
the right solution?
We can help you with this. However, in order to provide the right solution, we have to be to get down to the finest detail of the challenge that you have inside your business. Like, for example, cutting costs in general is not enough. So why do you have high costs? Where is it coming from? Is it coming from the construction? Or is it coming from running the operations and the property? Or is it coming from the marketing is not efficient? So all this has first to be defined pretty well. And after that, we zoom in and see which solution is the best fit for your problem in the market.
So you mean the problem identification should come from the investor himself or from the real estate developer himself?
Yes, yes. Or we can actually, we step in and we identify the problem. Because again, the first step.
You mentioned that there is a benchmarking for the different stages in the life cycle of the development. Okay.
Yes.
So who said that this is high or on or
Yeah, I'm talking about real estate development projects that are already there and up and running. Yes, up and running.
comparable to be compared with the
Other compounds,
Yes.
for example, yeah. Or maybe you have a mall and you have a problem, you're not sure, you have a problem with profitability. Maybe it's because of the energy consumption inside the mall. For example, if you're getting into a mall in the noon, in the weekdays, you will find that the air conditioners are working at their top performance, although there is no one inside the building, you know. So maybe you're a mall and you have a problem with this. What we do, actually, we step in, we analyze your numbers, your financials, we see the consumptions internally, how does it look like, and we just want to make sure that the problem is coming from the energy consumption, not something else. Maybe you have excess employees inside managing the building, for example, I don't know.
That's why I asked for the benchmarking itself.
Yeah, we first have,
the number already
yeah,
to be compared with something. What's
Yeah.
the, let's say, benchmark for this type of property, for this position?
exactly, that's what we do, yes. You go and benchmark on properties similar to this property to understand the numbers, how does the numbers look like. We actually also get industry experts who understand pretty well the numbers and know as well the consumptions, the normal consumption patterns, how does it look like, so we can take an informed decision. Once this is done and we clearly identify the problem, we then move on, yes, on understanding, scanning the market for the PropTech solutions, be it something in the region or maybe outside the region. You can actually go to some other PropTech solutions that's outside the region and talk to them if you can get their technology and utilize it inside your business. So that's what we do.
Last question.
Yes, sure.
Talking about the blockchain in terms of transaction or smart contract or something else, is it in Saudi Arabia now regulations are clear, or there's some authority will define the cycle of this, or
from
initiative?
It is, yes, it is. It is, unfortunately. In Saudi, PropTech in general, it's still in its infancy stage. I'm not the right person to to answer a legal question from a regulation perspective. However, I understand that the authorities are actually facilitating everything, and they will support you if you want to launch something here, or if you want to get a solution here. I think they will give you all the support that you need to make sure that it will get here. So don't worry about this. Yeah. They understand this pretty well, so they want to push things.
Thank you for your presentation.
Anytime.
You have mentioned so many PropTech applications.
Yes.
Assume that they have so many problems.
Yeah.
What about the integration with all this application with my ERP system and with my technology database? What the how to get integrated?
This is not one quick question. However, this is very important. This is, as you can see from the roadmap, the last thing we noted, that system integration is crucial, because without the system integration, you still don't have the proper and the right visibility that you want to have. So my advice, we know companies and we have partners who are in the digital transformation space who make sure that this stuff happens before incorporating the solution inside your business. They just want to make sure that this can be done pretty quickly. And also, from another perspective, most of the prop tech companies understand technology pretty well, and they know, yes, and they know that you, at the end of the day, want to incorporate this into and integrate this into your systems. So they will help you do it.
You mentioned something about assume that if they have a temporary problem, okay, sometimes when you have an operational problem or a cost problem, it's not a permanent. Sometimes you will have you fix it and then how to treat this one? I mean, the temporary problem, not a full, total solution.
Can you give me okay.
Okay, I have a problem in maintenance cost. Okay, maintenance cost.
Yeah.
Then I fix it. Okay, then I come back to normal track. I know how to manage it. So why should I need another application?
Okay. If you have a maintenance issue that has already happened, this is because of the process itself. Because you weren't able to predict that there might be failure in your system, so it has happened. Maybe you might be good at predicting it because you're always monitoring your devices. However, the communication is way too bad for people to report it. So there is a problem with the process. What PropTech does is they help with the process and automate the process so you have a seamless communication and interaction, exactly. So you can tackle the problem right away. Yeah. You're welcome. Any other questions? Thank you so much. Thank you. Pleasure. Thank you. Thank you.